Hi everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to do this floral border on an afghan or whatever project you would like to put them on. As you can see, it's a little bit of a 3D effect with those flowers, but not too much that it's going to get caught. This is my bouquet of flowers afghan, and I'll pop a link to that in the description box, but this video is literally just going to concentrate on this section here. So we'll get started. So the first thing you need to do is make sure around the edge of your blankets each side has a stitch multiple of 8 plus 1. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to do a small sample for you. So I've got 25 half double crochets ready to go. So that's 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 stitch, 25. So obviously you'll just need to scale that up for your afghan. Now the second row and the third row are really easy. They're just single crochets. So we'll chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and we'll just single crochet in each stitch across. So this is the last stitch, and then for the next row we're going to chain 1 and single crochet across again. Now I am assuming that you know how to do the basic stitches, the half double crochet and the single crochet, because this is, I would say, an intermediate pattern for an afghan border. There we go. So at this point I have 1 row of half double crochets and 2 rows of single crochets. I'm going to just pull out that final stitch because I want to change colour. The next row, row 4, is the leaves, so I'm going to change to green. For those of you who may not be familiar with colour changing and want to give it a go, with the last stitch of the row, before you do your final pull through, change your colour and pull through with the new colour. That means that you won't get any unsightly colour changes merging into the wrong line. So as I say, this row is going to create the stems and the leaves. So now I'm going to turn my work and chain 4, which counts as a treble crochet in US terms or a double treble in UK terms. Then I'm going to skip 2 stitches. So we'll skip the next 2, and in the next stitch we're going to work a 3 treble crochet cluster. So to work that, we're going to yarn over twice. So we've got 3 loops on our hook. Insert your hook into the stitch you're going to work into, yarn over and pull through. So now we've got 4 loops on our hook. Then we'll yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through another 2, so that we're left with 2 loops on our hook. And then we're going to repeat that another twice. So we'll yarn over twice, we'll insert our hook into that very same stitch, yarn over, pull through, then we'll yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So each time we do this, we're adding an extra loop to our hook. So to do the final one, we're going to yarn over twice. That gives us a total of 5 loops on our hook. we're going to insert our hook into the stitch we're working, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're left with 4 loops on your hook, and we're going to yarn over and literally pull through all 4 loops, and you can see that is the first flower. Then we're going to chain 2, and in the next stitch we're going to do a treble crochet. So we'll yarn over twice, we'll insert our hook into the next stitch along this one here, yarn over, pull through, so now we've got 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and then we'll chain 2 and we'll do another 3 treble crochet cluster in the very next stitch. So we're not going to skip any stitches, we're just going to work into the next one. So we'll yarn over twice, so we have 3 loops on our hook, then we'll insert our hook into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 2 loops on our hook, and we'll do that again. Yarn over twice, in the same stitch we're going to insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, then we'll yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 3 loops on our hook, and once more, so we'll yarn over twice, then we'll insert our hook into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Then we're going to chain 1. So to create the next leaf, stem leaf combination, we're going to skip the next 5 stitches, and in that 6th stitch we're going to work a treble crochet cluster. So we'll yarn over twice, we'll insert our hook into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we're left with 2 loops on our hook, and we'll do that twice more. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then to finish the stitch we'll yarn over and pull through all 4, and then we'll chain 2. And in the very next stitch we're going to work a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we'll chain 2, and we'll do another 3 treble crochet cluster in the very next stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook, and then we'll yarn over twice, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 stitches on your hook. Then we'll chain 1, and we'll skip the next 5, and we'll repeat the process all the way along the row. So I've got 1 more left to do. So we'll do a 3 double crochet cluster in that 6th stitch, and then we'll chain 2, and we'll treble crochet in the very next stitch, and then we'll chain 2, and then we'll 3 double crochet cluster in the very next stitch. And you would do that all the way along until you have 3 stitches remaining. Just finish this leaf. And we'll chain 2. Chain 2. And then we'll skip the next 2 stitches and we'll work a treble crochet in that very last stitch. Don't know if you can see that very well. If I come in a little bit closer for you. There we go. So you can see how that creates the leaves and the stems. Now in row 5 we're going to be creating the buds, so we'll need the colour that we're using for that and the background colour. If you're changing colours, if I just grab my blanket, you can see that I created the buds in a separate colour, but if I pull that apart you can see I also carried it, so I didn't have a lot of ends. But to be fair, you can't really see where you've carried the yarn by the time that you're finished. So because I'm changing colours again, I've just gone back and took out the top of that last stitch, and I'll do the last pull through with the new colour, which is going to be my white. And then we'll turn and chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch. So then we need to single crochet on the top of this first treble crochet from the previous row. Oops. And then when we just pull that out, it'll be fine. And then we're going to skip the chain 1 space between that first treble crochet and the leaf, and we're going to single crochet into the top of that 3 treble crochet cluster, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space between the leaf and the stem. And then because the next part is going to be the bud, if I just take out that last, I'm changing colours, so I'll just take out that last pull through and do it with my new colour. And then we'll work 5 double crochet in this stitch. But I'm carrying the white, which is my background colour, so I'm just going to pull that a bit and make sure that I go through both loops on the green and actually hook that white over as well. So I'm going to crochet over the top of that white and do my 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and because I'm going to change colour again, that last pull through, I'm going to drop the pink, pick up the white and give it a little tug so that there's no loops of white hiding at the back and you can't really see it. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. And then we're going to single crochet in the top of this next leaf, which is the 3 double crochet cluster. And then we're going to skip the chain 1 space between the 2 leaves and single crochet in the top of the next leaf. And then we'll do 2 single crochets in the next chain 2 space. Note that I am still making sure I'm crocheting over the colour that I'm using for my leaf. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that last pull through. And then I'm going to change, so I'll drop the white, pick up the pink to do the last pull through on that one. Tighten that up a bit, and 5 double crochets in that stem. And then I'm going to change colour again. So I'll drop the pink and I'll pick up the white, and that last pull through I'll do in the white. And then we'll do 2 single crochets in this chain 2 space and a single crochet in the top of the next 3 treble crochet cluster. Then we'll skip that chain 1 between the leaves, and we'll follow that process all the way along to the end. So just once more, we'll single crochet in the top of the leaf. We'll work 2 single crochets into that chain 2 space, and then if you're using a different colour, you need to drop your background and pick up your flower colour, and then 5 double crochets in the top of that stem, and then because that's my last stem, I'm just going to leave the pink there and we'll do 2 single crochets in the next chain 2 space, a single crochet in the top of that leaf, and then we're going to miss that chain 1 space, which is the 4th chain from the chain 4 start on the previous row, and we'll just pop a single crochet into that 3rd chain. So you can see our flowers are starting to come together. Row 6, we need to chain 1 and turn. We're going to single crochet in the top of these single crochets from the previous row, so single crochet in the first 4 stitches, Then we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the 5 double crochet cluster, and we're going to single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches, which are the single crochets from the previous row. And you can see that by doing that, it just makes the flower pop a little bit and add that little bit more texture. And then we'll get to the next flower. So we'll chain 1, we'll skip this flower, and we'll single crochet into the next set of 6 single crochets. All the way along until you get to that last bud. Then we'll chain 1 and we'll single crochet in the last 4 stitches, the last 4 single crochets from the previous row. So you can see that's really made those flowers pop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip that pink, because I'll need to attach it again at this end. So you can see there row 6 has nipped in those flowers very nicely for us, and we'll start row 7. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do a single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. And then in the next 2 stitches we're going to single crochet these together. So we will insert our hook into the first of the next stitches, yarn over, pull through. Then we will insert our hook into the next stitch along the 4th stitch, insert our hook and yarn over and pull through. So we've got 3 loops on our hook, and then we will pull through all 3 loops. We're going to be changing colour and working the top of the flowers. So what I'm just going to do, because I forgot we were changing colour here, is just work the white up to that last pull through, and then I will change back to the pink. Pull through. And then we're going to be carrying both of these colours. We will single crochet into that first double crochet from the flower, I'll just pull the tail a little bit tighter there, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we'll slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 3 and slip stitch into the next double crochet, which is the 3rd of that group, and then we'll chain 3 and slip stitch into that 4th double crochet, and then we'll chain 3 and we'll single crochet into that last double crochet of the petals. Now I'm not going to finish that stitch because I'm going to change colour again, but you can see there that that's created the top of those petals and just finish them off really nicely. So then I'm going to drop my pink, pick up the white and finish that stitch. Then the first 2 stitches I'm going to make sure I carry that pink and single crochet 2 together. So we're going to insert our hook into that first single crochet, yarn over, pull through, insert our hook into the second single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook. Then we will single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then in the next 2 stitches we're going to single crochet 2 together. All the while I'm working over the top of my pink so I can carry it. Then I'm going to drop my white, pick up my pink. Oops, I didn't quite work over the top there, so I'll just pull that out and do my single crochet 2 together again. There we go. And then I will drop the white and pick up the pink and do the last pull through in the pink. And then that first double crochet of the flower from the previous row, I'm going to single crochet and I'll chain 3, slip stitch into the top of the next one, chain 3, slip stitch. That'll bring us up to the third of the 5 double crochets, chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3 and single crochet into that last double crochet of the petal. And then I'm going to pick up the white again and then we'll do the same. So the next 2 single crochets we are going to single crochet 2 together, and then we'll do a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then we will single crochet 2 together for the last 2, and we follow that process all the way to the end. So we've done our 2 single crochets together. My last pull through is with the pink, and then in that first double crochet we'll do a single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch to the top of the next one, chain 3, slip stitch to the top of the next one, chain 3, slip stitch. Oops, that was a single crochet, Helen. Slip stitch, chain 3, and then we'll single crochet to that last one until you get to the last 4 single crochets of the previous row. Then we're going to drop that pink, pick up the white, and we'll work 2 single crochets together over the first 2 single crochets. We don't need to carry that pink anymore, and then single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. And then that is the last of the colour changes. So you can see how pretty that is looking. So for row 8 we're going to chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch. Then we're going to single crochet into the first 3 stitches, which will take us up to the flower. Then we're going to chain 3 and we're going to skip the flower and single crochet in the next 4 single crochets. So we're only working in the single crochets at this point. So we've got our chain 3, single crochet, and we'll single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch, which will take us up to our next flower. And then we will chain 3, skip all of the petals, the pink section, and we'll single crochet in each of the next 4 single crochets. All the way along. And then you'll chain 3, single crochet in the next lot of single crochets until you reach the last 3 stitches, and we're just going to single crochet in the last 3. And then we'll chain 1 and turn, and we'll single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then in this chain 3 space that we just created on the previous row, we're just going to work 4 single crochets. And then we'll single crochet in the next 4 single crochets from the previous row. And then we'll work 4 single crochets in that chain 3 space. And we'll continue that all the way along. So single crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then 4 single crochets in the next chain 3 space until you get to the last 3 stitches of the row, and then we're going to single crochet in each of those last 3 stitches. And then just to finish off my border, I did a chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then I half double crocheted in each stitch along. So to work a half double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, insert it into the next stitch, wrap your yarn and pull through, wrap your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. And we'll do that all the way along. And that is how you work that rather pretty flower border for an afghan. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that little bell icon to be notified of any and all updates and videos that I add to the channel. If you would like to join my mailing list, I'll pop a link in the description box for you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Take care. Bye.